Cartoon theme song introduction launched in our heads. We can all talk about our favorite Saturday morning cartoons, perhaps, because that's a very elder millennial thing. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this elder millennial slander fest, or geriatric millennial, whichever term you prefer. My name's Margaret Pinard. I'm a historical fiction author. Welcome to my channel. You're on Booktube. And today I have these lovely fellow elder millennials who are also authors. We've had one edition of this before, and it was so fun that I was like, let's do this again. So we're just here to chat about millennial stuff, author stuff. If you've got questions, lay it on us. Intros. Do you guys want to say what you were writing, where to find you, and where you're from, where you are now?
Start me first. Thank you, Katie. I'm Emma Bennet. I'm from the UK and I write contemporary romance usually, but also non-fiction for writers. I have a YouTube channel and I do lots of things like developmental editing and book coaching, and I'm also a creative writing teacher.
Awesome. I love a little bit of everything. Yes.
I am JD Estrada. I am from Puerto Rico. And I will begin. This is actually Sapo Concho, and he is from the Bad Bunny concert theory. Everyone is
from Frog and Toad.
He does.
Yeah. Or maybe Toad from Frog and Toad. No, Frog.
Baseball player.
You have to say that clearer, because if not, Frog and sounds like something else.
Yeah.
What?
It sounds like you're frocking saying something else.
I don't want to know. Moving swiftly on.
All right.
Swiftly. I am from Puerto Rico. I'm an indie author. I have 22 books out. Life has thrown curveballs, and one of those curveballs includes me moving back to Puerto Rico, hence all the sunshine and the heat. And I'm actually in flip-flops. I don't have socks on. So people are like, oh,
crazy.
Always amazed.
But
I still use a crazy amount of socks. I am helping some people out to translate poetry, short stories, and novels, and that's a new thing that I'm doing, because in 2025, through a variety of curveballs, that includes me pivoting a lot. We must pivot. And I also have a Substack channel called Organic Creativity, and I'm enjoying that a lot.
Yes. Awesome. Well, welcome, guys. And we've got lots of folks in the chat saying hello. First of all, JD is breaking the fourth wall. Ven is here. He thinks he's a geriatric millennial. Certainly feels like one today. Okay. And we have Greg, who is Gen X, I believe, from Pendleton, Oregon. Julie, hello. Claiming juvenile baby boomer. So we're all layering ourselves. All right.
I need to unpack juvenile baby boomer.
Catpaw, Gen X sometimes feel more like a millennial. Yeah, open to interpretation. Hello, Mama Maggie. Welcome. Right mindset. Hello. Alive. Yes, indeedy. Jim is here. Hello. I think Jim is also Gen X. We've got a Richard because he likes to follow Emma around.
And I need to see Richard sing Holiday.
Why?
Because of his name.
Oh, right. I was thinking I was trying to do it the millennial era thing. Got it.
Well, is he also a geriatric millennial, or?
I think he's a little younger than we are.
Yeah.
A little.
Yeah.
I think he's like 10 or 11 years younger than me.
Just a little.
Which is why he's always calling me old.
Bad.
Catpaw joining JD in the sunshine, barefoot sitting in front of a fan. Yeah, so that he's already calling out the geriatric slander. Okay, JD's giving us a definition. So we're authors in the space, and I think we're of a generation. And so that's why this was really fun, because we remember some of the same things. And we've had some of the same struggles as authors and humans. And so JD's definition for exennial, also called Zillennial. I haven't heard that one.
Zennial.
You don't say exennial, you say zennial?
Yeah.
I would say X. I don't know what I'd say.
If you
actually.
say zennial, it could be starting with a Z.
Yeah.
Well, but does the English language make sense all the time?
No.
Precisely.
It makes it clearer, so why not do that? A micro-generation of people born in the Western world on the cusp of the Generation X and Millennial demographic cohorts. I like the word cohort.
So we are like a sandwich generation where we got the tail end of Saturday morning cartoons, some of the best toys in existence, and then we are early adopters of internet. So I first began to use the internet when it was available like when I was like 15.
15.
Okay. Too early, by the way. Even by the harmless standards of the 90s in comparison to today's what the hell is going on online world.
I think I was internet. Yeah, I guess 14 or 15 would be about right.
Really? I was 18 and it was just email at university that I used for like ages, really.
I was chatting on ICQ till way late, and I was meeting people from Australia. I still have friends. She's from Michigan. The oldest internet friend that I have is from Michigan, and we've been friends for 30 years. Wow. And we still haven't met. She invited me to me and my wife to her wedding, and we both got sick and we couldn't make it.
Maggie's on your side, JD, in terms of the pronunciation. 1970. Well, yeah, 90, according to some of the quizzes I was looking up in terms of Richard, was like peak millennial. So he's on the other end of like the scale.
Don't feed his ego further.
Oh, you think this is an elevation?
He's gonna go like, oh, I'm a peak.
He's on the other end of the scale.
He's gonna say, I'm a peak millennial. You're geriatric.
The term, I guess has some Yahoo chat rooms. Yes. Okay, so speaking of email addresses at university, etc., I looked up a fun little quiz from Pure Wow, which is pure nonsense, but I thought it was funny. 25 signs you're a geriatric millennial. The first one is you had a Hotmail, Yahoo, or AOL email address. And I'm going to say had. Why is this in the past tense?
Yeah, I still do.
I closed the Yahoo ones. I still use the Hotmail one. It's like every time I go to a store, it's like, oh, do you have an email? I go like, yes. And we're going to have this conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. I had Hotmail and then I lost access to it and it said you can take it back at one point. And I was like, why? It's just stuff that I never think about anymore. Why would I make myself think about more things than I already have to think about? So I just let it go. Yeah, but I still use the Yahoo one. I also had an AOL one. I don't know. This is a long time ago.
But AOL, out of all the messengers, AOL, I had it. And for me, it was by far the suckiest one. Or at least... The chat in terms of chat, yes, it was memorable in terms of mnemonic noises, etc. But in terms of the people that I interacted with, it was kind of I found a crappy pool there. And in ICQ I found people that I'm still in touch with, then which is insane.
Which is insane.
And I married someone that I chatted with on MSN Messenger.
Oh.
Whoa. MSN. Wow.
MSN. When it meant something.
Not the current messenger. Yeah. Beth Ann, there's a name for between geriatric and peak, and I forget what it is, but 1988 is in between there. So yeah.
Could be. But I think
geriatric.
I think Zennials are until 83 or 84. Again,
yeah.
There's a lot that happened in those decades, and the rate of adoption is what impacts how people define themselves.
Quiddler. I don't know what that is. Does anyone else?
No.
Okay. Quiddler. No.
Quiddler.
Maggie's first computer was a Commodore. First computer was an Apple IIe. Yeah, these are antiques now.
Did anyone have MySpace?
I'm not an early adopter, so yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
I wasn't cool enough for MySpace.
Yeah.
I was geeky enough for MySpace, so it's fine.
Oh, Jim, he clarified he's a
Mhm.
boomer, not a Gen X, and he says, still have a Yahoo email, can't open my Hotmail. So same, Jim. Okay, so the UK
Wow,
version,
Bebo.
Blue
Bebo.
Yonder and Telewest emails. Does that ring a bell, Emma?
No.
Okay.
Never. No.
What is an email?
Yeah.
Yeah, still have my Yahoo email, never use it. Going back pretty far a ways.
Mhm.
The good old days. What else is in the quiz? Let's see. Emails. Do you feel equally comfortable making a dinner reservation using Resi as you do calling up the restaurant and speaking to an actual human being? Yes.
Not Resi, but
What is Resi?
Probably a sponsor of the website.
Probably. I do use OpenTable, and I have used OpenTable, but my experience is that it's always best to also call the restaurant to make sure that because sometimes it reserves, and then you get there, no one's checking that, and I'm like,
yeah. Let's see. You made mixtapes, usually featuring Boyz II Men and Mariah Carey. Definitely made mixtapes, but not with either of those artists.
Agreed.
Mixtapes.
I had one of my flexes is that I had 3 mixtapes. People just nicked them off me because they were that good. I still have a lot of soundtracks, so I would mix a lot of random stuff, and I would jot down the time so that it would consume 44 minutes and 45 seconds, or 44 minutes and 50 seconds. So that nothing, because at the end of the tape, that's what normally gets warbled first, so that it would finish and then it would transition to the other side.
That is some technical mastery, my friend. Wow.
That was beautiful.
I didn't know that the end would go first.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because it depends on the tape player that you have. If you have I had one in a car, if it's going to get stuck, it's gonna switch, and where it has most tension is at the end.
Okay.
If it unspools, anything's game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Pencil trick with like winding it back, and then I just used my pinky. Whoops. I just used my pinky to do it. The pencil didn't work for me, so.
Yeah, I used to use my pinky, and there used to be like 2 tape players squished up to each other, and then you'd be sat there completely silent, and then just as you'd get to the end of a song, your mum would be like, "It's time for dinner." And I think most of mine had Saturday Night at the Movies, the song at the end, because it was like the shortest song I knew. So if you just had like a few minutes, so I didn't even like the song that much, but all of them, it's like Saturday Night at the Movies at the end, just to fill up that bit of space.
Nice. I don't know that one, but I love it.
I had some tracks identified for those awkward times that I was like, fuck, what am I going to put here? OCD.
Maggie says, I remember writing letters on paper, putting them in folded paper envelopes, and licking another tiny piece of paper and sticking it on the outside to pay for sending it. Some of us still do that.
I still do. And for Estrada crates, I still do letters for my readers.
Nice.
I don't doing it handwriting because I'm afraid someone's going to scan my handwriting for AI and then try to use it to forge something.
Yeah. Okay.
Those are the times we're living.
I think we have maybe as a cohort, I have a healthy tech skepticism and wariness. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Emma?
Yeah.
Ooh. No.
No.
Yeah.
Well, the only stalker, I know that I kind of made it because I got a stalker on one occasion on YouTube. And this psychopath, I had to block on YouTube multiple times. They found me on Pinterest, dude.
Wow.
On Pinterest.
Wow. I don't even
like,
know on Pinterest.
Go to Pinterest.
I'm like, that's some great level grade A level hate, and you could use that to build a house and just leave me alone.
Yeah, right. Friends reunited, does that ring any bells?
No.
Nope, me neither. But good try. No, MySpace had some other emails. Didn't really get my own until 98. 98. Oof.
My first online experience was TC's chat room. And if you're old enough, I'm gonna.
I bought a mixer. Ooh, Cat Paw is an audio file as well. Maybe. So is Marion, a writer in Rwanda. Like people doing audiobook recordings, etc. Like people who know their audio shit. Not me. So that's really cool. You got started early.
Nice.
Pinky's up. Pinky's up. You got a request?
No.
Oh yeah, okay. The other audience is flushing a toilet. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
New writing paper sets. Do you know how expensive writing paper sets are nowadays?
They are.
Went looking for them for a friend, and it was like, why are these starting at $24 for 10 pages? Hello, people. Wow. Hello, Anita. Maggie says, I want to teach a non-generative AI to write in my handwriting because I have old lady wrists now. Oh, you mean like that? Can you hear that?
Those are my ankles. That's what I have to go to sleep at a prudent hour because I try to tiptoe to my bed and my ankles are like, nah, that ain't happening.
Ben remembers friends
reunited. The questions, what strange noises? But mine don't make any noises.
Oh, mine do all the time. So do my shoulders and my hips, I guess. I don't know. The muscles in my legs. Remembers friends reunited, barely used it. Think Facebook made it obsolete. Yeah, that was the point of the previous comment. First online experience 1986. Really? That's like DARPANET. Were you like fishing in the defense department? Like early days?
What was on there?
Yeah, right.
Probably some really smart and interesting people that would only work on DOS or DOS.
Yeah. And stuff.
And the smartest tech people that you're gonna meet are from like end of the 80s, beginning of the 90s. You talk to them and they're wired differently. People that were like really into the internet.
Oh. In my Yahoo account, all the emails between hubby and me gone. Oh, that's really sad. That's a bummer. Yeah. Thanks, Mojo. All right. I had questions that I came to this with, and I have not gotten to ask a single one. So let me ask. There is a thing going on this month. It starts with March. We had March 4th. It's March 6th. What's happening with March of the Writers today?
Okay, I thought we were going to talk about International Women's Day, which is on the 8th. Yeah. And an early happy proper International Women's Day to both of you and everyone in the chat, and to my wife and to all the wonderful women that I know. I really wish women would be chosen to govern the world for a while, maybe a decade or two. I would like that. Anyways, March of the Writers. So we're getting through the first week. March of the Writers in English, it has a couple of participants. March of the Writers in Spanish is being a challenge to keep up with. So for English, I partnered with Go Indie Now. I love Joe. Joe is a brother from another mother. And I always want to support Go Indie Now because it's always time to go Indie Now. And in Spanish, I'm actually in the board of a local writing association called PEN de Puerto Rico Internacional. And I partner with them to give a boost to their social media. It's a new board. It's a new time. We're trying a lot of new things just to get people excited of all ages. We saw that there was a big issue last year, and we're not turning a new leaf. We just tossed that book out and we're starting pretty much fresh. So today's topic is actually Writer Tribe, and y'all are part of my Writer Tribe.
Perfect.
Yes.
I love it.
That's why I really, really love that this fell on this day. The thing is that I wanted to partner with Go Indie Now because some of the best friends that I have, author friends that I have, are from Go Indie Now. Apart from Joe, the list is ridiculously long. The longer you're at this, the more opportunities you have to have a crappy day, and then have someone message you out of the blue because they felt a disturbance in the force, and it's like, how you doing today? And I've had that happen so many times from readers and fellow writers. I've had like awful days, like it's woe is me. Eeyore has nothing on my level of mope. And then I've had, I'll give you 3 examples. One was someone that says, I'm starting to read Only Human again because this is my yearly tradition.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
that is a long book too.
I'm like, how many times have you read my book? And they said 6 times, and I almost choked up. Another time, someone out of the blue said, hey, I read this poem. This has actually happened in person and online more than once. I read this poem from you. It's called The Box. And I'm like, yeah, that's after Dad passed away. It's like, it's the first time that I read something that helped me understand what I was feeling when he passed away. And I was like, I can handle that online. I've had someone in a convention tell this to me point blank. And I was like, and I've had people say, just come in and say, I miss Double O Bananas. I miss Dictionary. I saw Socks and I thought of you, and all sorts of random things. So
that's fun.
Today's Writer Tribe, and the topics, I'm sharing them every Sunday so that people can join. It is March 6th. It could be March 30th. And if you want to join in, you can join in. There are no rules. The only rules are have fun, be respectful to other people. If you don't like what they post, mute them, block, unfollow. Those are options.
Yeah. And in case you have no idea what we're talking about, just like a readathon, March of the Writers is like a thing that JD hosts every March for like maybe 6 years now. And it's just, there's a prompt every day. You can share a thought on your blog. You can share a photo on Instagram. You can share a post on your community tab, whatever it is, to answer the prompt of writing whatever the daily prompt is. So it's pretty fun.
Get creative. That is the invitation. Always. There's some people that do it for their podcast. There's some people that do it for their TikTok. There's some people that do. A.L. Mengo just goes on this tangent and does like a cinematic experience that is like 2 hours long.
Wow. Someone has some time. Someone has some time.
So it's an invitation for people to get creative. And also, so often I see people that it's like, man, I just don't know what to post. And it's like, okay, here are 31 ideas for the entire month. Use them as you see fit.
There you go. I would also draw your attention. There is a question of the day in case anyone is looking for something. What item embodies the millennial experience, either yours or the whole cohort's? I picked up a few items that I still have that I think identify me as a geriatric millennial. And here's one. You don't know what that is. 256 megabytes.
That is
a bag of all flash drives. And this. Does anyone tell me what this does? This is how big it is. Points if you can tell me what it does.
I used to have diskettes that one picture on my iPhone today would take, I don't know how many diskettes.
Oh, these. Like, I think there were.
No, like, floppy drives.
Oh, okay. Floppy disks.
Yeah, floppy disks they were brilliant.
Jim was talking about library school used online searches in the mid-'80s. Guardian was online from around 1985. Wow.
Really?
Okay, way before I was in the game. So well done for remembering. Maggie says, I remember calling a specific phone number at the University of Houston so I could get online before AOL. That is hooked up. That is definitely well connected. Richard says, we've had 3 women prime ministers over here. And then Laura asked, are you counting Liz Truss? Because I don't know. Does that count? Welcome. Yes, even knows some women. And Ireland are on their 3rd female president, which is amazing. And France and USA still haven't managed to elect 1 woman president. I know. To our eternal shame. Greg says, those of us who rewrote code for Y2K went through a shared tech trauma. I can imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember when nothing happened, and it's like, okay, nothing happened.
But, yeah, and okay.
Through the work of many thousands of people. Yeah.
I met Anita through
Go Now. Thomas has a question, which I'll come back to. I'm old enough to remember when Instagram was about photos.
It's been a
while. Eva, there are multiple generations identifying in the chat. So yeah, watching the show is all for the fun. So yes, Cat Paw's got it. This goes in a old school digital camera.
Yeah.
And I will never find another use for it, but there's pictures on it, I'm sure. Maybe that didn't make it to the current photo library, so I'm never going to throw it away. Oh my gosh. Richard says there was a digital camera in the 90s that used floppy disks as a storage medium. Did it go with the camera, or did it
remember that
camera with a wire? I've never.
I think it had like a wire and then like a little thing that the floppy disk went in.
I kind of remember one that was like a Game Boy.
Somebody who did.
Huh.
I remember one that was kind of like a Game Boy in terms of physical structure.
Yes, and like then you kind of held it up, like yeah.
Interesting. Yes, Anita, JD and I were comparing notes. We both have them. They're not accessible, so we couldn't bring them to the chat. But it's fun to think about.
Someone said, "Oh, look, you have a 3D printed save icon."
No.
Between that and, well, at the end of the 1900s, I'm like, just pack that and just leave.
No.
Leave.
There are some funny videos I've seen on TikTok that are like going around to your workplace saying, when were you born? And when people say 19, it cuts off and it's like the dinosaurs from Land Before Time, or like
Jurassic Park. Ba, 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 ba.
That's pretty funny. Hello, Leslie. Hello. Bernoulli discs for large mainframe computers in the 80s. Bernoulli. That's a type of pasta brand. I don't know it.
Bertolli is the pasta
Bertolli?
brand.
Bernoulli.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
But there could be one called Bernoulli as well.
Who knows?
Yeah, I remember Louis Bernoulli.
Mojo had a disc camera by Kodak. Maybe that's what they were talking about. Disc camera.
That does ring a bell. And it's a shame that Kodak they've kind of pivoted and done some things and come back not with a force, but they're still there. But the time of developing film and that, it's like now any dipshit can take a selfie. Taking a selfie with a disposable camera takes a specific type of skill. And I did that once. I have to find that picture. I did that once while on the Incredible Hulk roller coaster ride at
Oh my God. And you didn't lose the camera?
And I didn't lose the camera.
Wow. Awesome. Hey, Derek. I remember on-demand TV and blowing out the cartridges of N64 games. Okay. Yep. You take it. Yeah.
Okay. But I remember blowing on cartridges from original Nintendo and Atari. So yeah, Nintendo 64 ain't old.
But you are.
Yes, I am.
Generations. Yep.
No, I've been gaming for 39 years.
That's
not healthy.
most of your lifespan. I was trying to calculate, but yeah. Jim says before the World Wide Web in the UK, we had CFAX and Oracle for searching.
Yeah, it was like on the TV, and you could there were holiday deals and things on there, and that's how. I'm assuming there was a number that you called. I never really looked at it, but I think they had kind of the TV guide on there as well, and news and the weather. But yeah, there was a whole thing that you could find holiday deals on there, and then I'm guessing that you called a number and booked it.
I don't think we had that. He was also saying Minitel in France. I remember reading in my textbook in high school about Minitels. So it was like 10 years after, of course, because it had enough time to go to the textbook and be exported to the US. Going, whoa, what is that? So yeah. Eva says, I was a mom before Google came around. Yeah. Try a selfie with a Polaroid camera. Ooh, extra challenge.
Yeah.
That's hard. You have to have like,
you have to have like, you know, arm strength, man.
Yeah. I may have an AOL internet CD somewhere in a box. Yeah, I'm sure it won't work nowadays, but they're there for the nostalgia factor.
And I actually have two objects. I realized that I have another object that I can share with class.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Show and tell.
Ask if we know the use, the function.
Well, not your. Well,
maybe not everyone in the chat will, and we'll learn something today.
Okay, so the audio here sucks, but if you recognize this,
it's Mr. T.
It's Mr. T. I'm gonna replace the batteries. It has 6 messages, and not only that, it's actually signed by Mr. T.
That's
I was privy to direct Mr. T in a radio spot for a company that I will not reveal the name because we have to keep those things confidential. And NDAs and whatnot, and I don't want people looking up that part of my life. Look up my books, not my professional advertising work. So that was a lot of fun, and he is a character, but everyone in the chat is like, monitor the time because he's going to try to go long so he can charge an extra hour. And I'm like, dude. And the other thing that I can share with the class is
a Guess Who box.
This is a block from
Mario.
From Mario, and it doesn't have batteries on, but this is a lamp.
Oh, that's cool.
And it is on my desk.
Nice. It reminds me of the mystery boxes we had in grade school that was like you would bring and you had to guess something that was in the box with the question mark on it.
Shake the box.
Okay, that was not allowed. Okay. I'm excited for this fall because I'm finally going on a fun trip, and it may involve someplace called Cornwall. So Emma, can you give us a little hint of something that's special that's a Cornwallian or Cornish coming up?
I prefer Cornwallian. No, I didn't know that you were going to Cornwall, and I told you to come to Wales. You went to Scotland.
Yeah.
And I said, come to Wales. There's an actual book town here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I looked at it.
And you thought, no. You thought, no, I don't want to see Emma, actually.
I think the festival is at the wrong time of the year.
Yeah, so... you don't need the festival. You just go to the town. The festival's too busy. Yeah, you just go to the town and you come and see me. So first of all, who is there in Cornwall who's so much better than me?
Nobody. I just wanted to visit Cornwall.
Well, nobody is better than meeting me, is what we're hearing.
Yes. I miss out because I read these lovely romantic comedies and they take place on a Cornish beach somewhere, and I'm like, I want to be there. I want to be that person.
I've written one set in Wales as well. Anyway.
in a beach in Wales?
You have. Yes. Wales has coastline. I don't know about beaches.
Well, it has coastline, so it should have a beach.
Well, cliffs don't really lend themselves to like beach going, but yes. Emma, did she freeze?
Yes, she did.
Oh no.
I do have a book out on Tuesday.
There we go.
Okay.
Hey, I bugged out. There we go. I'm back. Yes. So, I'm writing a series set in Cornwall, although it was actually originally set in Wales, but it was changed to Cornwall. So there we go. Because obviously my publisher knew where you were going to be visiting. is what I'm guessing. And the first book in the series is going to be out on Tuesday. It's set in a fictional coastal town called Castle Cove, and the first book is set in a romance bookshop where my heroine goes. She leaves London to go and run this bookshop for the summer and naturally finds love. And there's a little ugly dog in it and a grumpy cat and castle ruins and a lovely independent coffee shop. And it's all the loveliness.
That does sound nice. That does sound very nice.
We need to meet to eat. Eat stuff. Emma always posts stuff that I go like, I want that.
Yeah. I had a message from Richard yesterday, and he was like, I'm going to come and visit you just so that we can go to eat together, basically. We want to go to Marks and Spencer's, which is like the best supermarket, and just buy a lot of food and just eat it. That's the entire plan for the day.
One of my best friends is such an M&S freak. She could do ads for it. It is she could do an S&M M&S ad because she is that much into M&S.
It's
always.
amazing. It makes life better. It genuinely makes life better if you go there. Yeah, everyone's polite. Yeah, I'm not being funny, but there's never been anybody smelly in a Marks and Spencer's. Okay,
they're turned around at the entrance.
I think I don't know whether people just can't get through the doors or something if they smell bad. I don't understand how it works, but it's true.
All right, Poldark and Maurier. Have we read either of these or watched either of these? I should say, because Poldark I don't think it's based on a book, is it?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah, there's a whole series of books. I've read some Poldark. I've read some of Daph's stuff.
I've read neither.
Daph.
I am behind.
But yeah, a little darker and stormier than my series will be.
Jim is letting us know there are some great beaches in Wales. Pembrokeshire coast is amazing and has a long distance footpath. Oh, very cool.
The coast is amazing. We were trying to walk the entire Wales coastal path in just like bits, so there's a beach. We'll walk that bit and kind of filling it in on a map to show which bits we'd done, trying to remember where we'd finished the last time so that we could carry on.
Thomas asks, since the books are romance, will I fall in love if I go to Cornwall?
I think Wales is much, much more romantic.
She's pushing Wales. JD is asking from the surfer viewpoint, Jim, do you know of any surf options? Yeah. Just one tiny spot.
Cornwall is supposed to be amazing for surfing.
I've seen they've had a really good season, and the Mediterranean has had a crazy season. It's like you don't know the Mediterranean for surf, and Italy and Greece, northern Greece, have had amazing surf that I've seen. And I live on a tropical island in the Caribbean, and I've gone like, I'd surf that.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. You know who loves surfing? Agatha Christie.
Really?
What? Okay. Explain.
Okay, I just don't want to be murdered on the.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. So Agatha Christie, her husband. So basically, her husband was part of a bit of an old boys club because he went to a very posh school, and a friend of his got all this funding because there was going to be a big exhibition about the British Empire. And so this chap was given a load of money and told that he was to go around the colonies, and sort of, get the natives all excited about being part of the empire, bring some stuff back for the exhibition, and wonderful. And so he went to Agatha Christie's husband and said, well, you're good with money, so you can come around the world with me and you can sort of organize things. And Agatha tagged along, and because in those days, you didn't really travel by airplane. People just didn't go around the world. So she took the opportunity with kind of no money at all. They were given some money by the people organizing this, but at times she just had to rely on friends taking her out for lunch on these travels because they'd completely run out of money for it. But part of it was that they spent a month in Hawaii, and she took up surfing, and she loved it so much that she was out there every single day, completely burnt, absolutely red, but just obsessed. She and her husband were completely obsessed, and there were some wonderful pictures of her standing by these wooden surfboards.
Wow. Little known facts.
I didn't know that I needed to know that.
There you go.
That's awesome.
But you clearly did.
Yes.
I'm looking at the pictures. Jesus Christ, this is awesome.
Googling it.
Oh, Lord.
Derek says Poldark is great. I used to take my grandma's Poldark books. Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe I knew that and I forgot. Maybe I should pick them up. Do you know off the top of your head who the author is?
No, I can't remember.
I'll
They're
find
just the Poldark books.
Gareth, hello. Hello, my friend. M&S have the best plowman sandwiches.
They have the best everything. The best everything.
Anita has watched Poldark. Okay.
Mhm.
M&S is a safe bet. All right.
Yeah.
Look,
Is
see,
it Winston Graham?
it doesn't ring a bell, but
No.
it could be someone not famous. And yeah.
Yeah.
The Poldark Saga by Winston Graham. That's why.
Yeah, presumably then.
Wales, I think Maggie's talking about.
Mhm.
I'd surf that for sure. As someone who's always been landlocked. Oh, yeah, just for the opportunity. She's waves. Is that a way of like doing this on the bottom of the wave, like when we see people in videos? Is that what you're talking about?
I'm not gonna wax poetic because I'm just gonna go down a tangent that most people are gonna go like. There's a move called a cutback that is just just carving in a wave.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, I can understand that. That's good. Thomas says, I used to surf the web. Is that the same as going out into the shark-infested ocean? No. Funny.
Yeah, pretty much.
Murder on the Surfing Express, says Anita. Her long lost note. Uh-huh. I think this is pronounced Nuki. Is that right? Instead of Nuke?
She did it all for the Nuki?
Oh! All right.
Once she thaws, once Emma thaws, she can confirm.
Nuki, we've also got a Nuki in
Wales.
Back.
You're back.
I'm back.
Is there also a Nuki in Wales? Is that what you said?
Yeah, there's a Nuki in Wales, which has a really good fish and chips place.
Oh, for Mojo, who wanted a fish and chips.
Yeah.
Nuki sounds like a really annoying way of saying gnocchi. I want to have some gnocchi.
Yeah, that's really obnoxious, isn't it? I want some gnocchi. Gnocchi.
Yes, Jim has been at Aberystwyth.
That's where one of my boys goes. One of my
cool.
boys is at Aberystwyth.
I think that's where Marion went as well. So she's told about her adventures there, which is pretty fun. Maggie says, I thought I would die when I got in the Pacific for the first time. It's pretty cold. It's pretty cold. And Eva says, I've been to the Gulf twice, once at Biloxi and once at Corpus Christi. And I have not been in the waters of the Gulf. So I don't know. Is it somewhere in between? Is it like lukewarm? Is it warm?
I went to one beach in New York and one beach in Georgia called Tybee Island.
Okay.
It was during the summer, so that's an unfair assessment in terms of water temperature. Yes, it was colder, but I live in a tropical island, dude. So for us it's 70 degrees, and you see people wearing UGG boots.
Yeah. Oh, Aggie's saying, yeah, Winston Graham, Poldark. Thank you. Little is very underrated. Buy most of our groceries there and Aldi's now. I know someone who works there. He might still be in the chat.
In which one, Lidl or Aldi?
I don't know, actually. They're related, right? They're like owned by the same people, or
they're like brothers, I think, and one of them owns Lidl and one of them owns Aldi. Lidl's is better because they've got the bakery.
Oh, okay. Well, I will ask this person. It's in that vague, like, confidential, offline, not sure I'm gonna say exactly what it is online in case people connect it to the person. So yeah, we'll just leave it there.
Sure.
Leslie giving us the
yes.
scoop here. Aiden Turney was a hottie as Ross Poldark. All right. Mojo agrees. I haven't seen the series yet. Little Bakery. Let's see. We've got more Agatha's Lost Surfing Mysteries. Too cold at Biloxi, but it wasn't really the right time of year. It wasn't long before Katrina. Ooh, the other trip was warm and lovely. Salty, strong waves. As a little kid. Oh, wow. Good memory. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to hold up another object. Let me know if you recognize this.
Yeah.
What's that?
That is part
And what did you call this?
Well, and you put like A4 paper in it.
Well, you put our writing paper, which is less than A4.
Oh, did you use the little green things like in the holes? Did you have those?
What
little metal bits at the end?
Little green things?
Yeah, they were like green with little metal bits at the end to hold the paper in like folders like that.
No, but that is part of the interior. No, that is part of the interior of a Trapper Keeper.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, Trapper portfolio. So it's the brand. I call these as a general noun peachy folders. Is anyone else? Peachy folders. That's what was on the school supply list. 3 peachy folders or whatever, and they could be Trapper brand, which is the cool brand, or
so you were cool.
No,
I'm pretty sure I didn't use that. I got it from someone else who was cool after I needed it. So no, I got my hand-me-down folders from my.
You know, something that got lost in the 80s and 90s that they use more functional now, but in the 80s it was everywhere, was Velcro. And the Trapper Keeper with the Velcro, the satisfaction of having to put some leverage into opening that Velcro was interesting.
All right.
And my sneakers, for a couple of years, I didn't tie my shoelaces. I didn't have shoelaces to tie. I had Velcro.
I know that there were Reeboks that
I used to tuck the laces down the side.
Velcro on the top.
So cool.
You're cool.
Eva says, I remember the waves knocked my mother under the water despite it being only up to my little kid knees. Whoa. That's some hard waves.
So there's a spot in Isabela towards the northwest part of Puerto Rico. One day we were surfing there. It was really big and it was like 6-7 feet. And this is a shore break. So it breaks in very shallow sand water. I took off on a wave and I got hammered, and I'm like against the floor, and you have to relax. You just have to ride it out and let the wave do what it's going to do. When it let me go and I popped up, the water was below my waist. And I was like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, that's weird. They didn't discuss that in the ocean book, but I'm sure it has something to do with pressure and density and salinity.
No. And wave height. Again, I got my ass handed to me. And I saw a good friend of mine who I surf on a fairly consistent level. He does not. And he took off on a wave that I was like, wow, that's a bad idea. And then when he came up, the look of sheer terror on his face, like, what am I doing? And I'm like, head out, dude. You're going to drown. Wow.
Yikes. Mm-hmm. The Velcro. Yeah, we've got some votes for the Velcro nostalgia. Lovely. Lovely. If I can surf, I take photos all the time. They always look so cool. Yeah, they do. They do. Okay, let me get back. What's that?
You do? You said I
like
do.
Your nookie voice. Your nookie.
I did a lot for the nookie.
Mm-hmm. What don't previous generations get about us?
By the way,
question. That's an amazing photo.
This was taken by my father-in-law, and this is actually a spot in Condado behind the Marriott. We call that spot Sheraton because there used to be a hotel there, and there was also a hotel called the DuPont Plaza. One of the biggest tragedies in Puerto Rican history, there was a fire there and a lot of people died, but we still call it Sheraton, and that's where I actually learned to properly surf. My brother I was geeking out way too hard, and my brother was like, you can be a geek, but you also need to surf.
Yeah, safe about it.
What was your question again? Stuff that people don't.
What don't they get about us?
They don't understand that we know what the internet sounds like. That's a big one. It's like they see the Matrix and they're confused, and I'm like, dude, that was our life.
Are you saying that they're grouping us with much younger generations that we don't understand some of the things that came around earlier? Is that what you mean?
What don't previous generations? I was talking about younger generations. So
that's
older.
The next question. You're getting out of order here, baby.
So
good.
Well, so I'm 45. And some people that are older than me don't understand why I play so many video games. And again, it's I'm also a gamer, and that's also a choice, but it's also way more common for people my age and about to have been playing that long. So they go like, that's such a waste of time. And I'm like, if you think so, peak pandemic, I was playing The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and that helped me not lose my absolute
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the things that we're still interested in, which they wouldn't have been interested in when they were the age that we are now. You know, I think that our generation is younger than previous generations. We're healthier, and we've kept a lot of the hobbies that we liked when we were younger, but we also do the hobbies that older people used to do. So my mum would never have been caught dead baking or knitting or sewing.
What?
And she's always thought I'm really old fashioned because I've always loved those things.
Yeah.
But I think her generation purposefully like stepped back from those, and then our generation took them on again. And it's like, they're totally nice things.
Yeah.
I got a good one. So I also work in advertising. So this factors into my career a bit and the decisions that I've taken. But old school people, Gen Xers, not so much. Gen Xers have a lot of grit to them. My experience with working with people like fully blown Gen X, it's like if you need to get stuff done, talk to a Gen Xer, and they will get stuff done. They will find a way. They are extremely resourceful and stubborn as hell, but smart and tenacious. What a lot of people, older Gen Xers and Boomers, etc., don't understand is being in advertising. If you wanted to get a higher salary, you had to move from place to place. And a lot of people I know have the mentality of being grandfathered in a company and working there 10, 15, 20 years. And for me, unless you work at a great place, which is a possibility, and anyone who has a job like that, I wish you the absolute best, and I'm happy for you. But for the remaining 97% of the population that doesn't work in a place that respects work-life boundaries or health and stuff like that, the hard work ethos, it's not that we don't work hard, but we're not gonna, or at least I've noticed that in myself and other people in my class, and maybe a year or two older, a year or two younger, we are not in it to absolutely sacrifice ourselves for a job and just burn ourselves out. I've burned myself out on many occasions, and I've learned the hard way. But people are a lot more savvy and not as, again, when's the last time you heard of someone? I do know people who have worked 20 years at a company, but it's fairly uncommon nowadays.
I just had a light bulb moment. So my answer to this question is that the landscape of work has changed so much that people from before have a hard time. I'm talking mainly about my parents, and if they're watching, they'll know I've brought it up with them before. They have a hard time understanding the job search and the qualifications and the hiring process and just like that sort of thing. So when you're like, why can't you just do this? It's like, because that doesn't exist anymore, you know. And so that can be very, very different to wrap your mind around. Some good answers here. I want Eva to explain this a bit more. She giggled about this. Millennials are the Americans of the age groupings. What do you mean? What does this mean when you say the Americans of? What are you pointing to as the characterizations? I'm not sure what direction you're going with this. So
me either. It better not be apple pie, which is more German than American, by the way.
Mojo says the fact that I can actually move away from family. Yeah, the relocation. I have a book I have not read, and it's been like 6 years at least. It's called Reloville, and it's about city planning and the sort of cross section of urban planning with people who move for different jobs and move and move and move and want the same thing everywhere. So like sort of suburbs as a concept and urban planning and the job market and like how all these things are interacting and affecting communities. And I was like, that's really interesting, but I still haven't read it. So yeah. Mojos moving. Yep, good point. Gen X is also a little crazy.
Oh.
Gen X traumatized. Yeah, we all overlap with the trauma. That's probably a valid point.
Yeah.
Cooking, when you're talking about baking, Emma. My millennial daughter has only held one typical payroll job. Yeah, different over their lifespan experiences. Go ahead.
No, I'm thinking how many places I've worked at. And again, it's advertising. So it is its own niche. So I'm going to be counting it. So I'm going to mute myself so you don't hear me mumble numbers.
Here's my like light bulb moment when JD was talking is that like we've become disillusioned with the social contract, I think, of like work at a place, have loyalty to a company, and like get your gold watch after 50 years. Like that just doesn't happen anymore. So we're just like hustling, gig culture, all this kind of stuff. Like Emma was reeling off all the different things she does. And
but that's because like I never want to have a job.
Well, you do have a job. It's just multiple.
But not like not like going out, having to work for somebody else.
Right. But I think maybe that's because we've become disillusioned with that contract because we don't get out of it what we want, and we're just giving all the power away in that arrangement.
Well, in a corporate setting, the going back to office thing, the people who are pushing that are not going to be geriatric millennials or younger.
No,
absolutely not.
No.
Like, unless they're a CEO, bro, that it's like, dude, I read this by Sun Tzu, and it's like, shut the hell up. But the people who are pushing for that are by nature are micromanagers, but a lot of the older generations, they need to see the ass in the seats so that they know that work is getting done. I've been fortunate enough to work in a lot of places where people are responsible, but also by working hybrid, it's like, okay, I'm just going to cram all my work to these 4 hours, and then I'm going to clean my house. And then if I have to go out to buy bread and milk, I'm going to do it. And if I want to go to a yoga class, I'm going to say that I have a medical appointment. And people go like, how dare you? And it's like, who's the one that has the rotten arteries, dude?
You're talking about previous generations that like
generations that it's like work till you drop, and they need to go to the office, and they need a typical 9 to 5, etc. It doesn't have to be a typical anything. As long, for me, if I'm going to work at a place, as long as they have the mindset of, as long as work gets done and you're not copying and you're not breaking any laws, have at it. I've worked in a lot of places that have allowed me that flexibility, and that's what I'm looking for. And a lot of people do not. It's not only that they're not cool with it, they don't understand it. They don't understand not clocking it at a specific time and doing yada, yada, yada. And also, how many things could have been an email, dude? Jesus.
Eva, I don't know if this is true. If you say it's true, I'll trust you. Millennials are the ones who started the talk of age groupings. Because Maggie's point was that it's used to divide us. And I know there are earlier generations that have been like the silent generation, the boomers, whatever. They talk about it in the same way, though. They may have had similar tensions, but they may not have had the analytical lens of naming.
No, but in terms of naming generations, I've seen this at least from the late 70s, just to try to understand the generations and the circumstances around each one. The thing is that, okay, if you go 1910s, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, all that entire century, each decade has its own particular flavor, like very specific flavor. And you and you see things and you go like, that's so 80s. Sometimes there's a little overlap, and something that is 91 you think is 80s, and so on and so forth. But then 2000s begins this globalization.
It's just a remix.
It's just a remix. The thing is that there's a globalization, and you start seeing trends that pick up in this country and this country and this country at the same time. And that's what we're seeing now. So it's not only the recycling of a generation, but it hitting the same places at the same, different places at the same time. Differentiating 2000 still has its flavor, but 2010s and 2020s because of the pandemic. But no, 2000s to 2026, we're almost done with 3 decades, dude. And the difference between each one and the other, it's like,
You could tell by the size of the phone people hold up.
Ooh. The phones in the 80s and 90s, you could hurt people.
Well, no, I'm talking about 2000s. That's when the phone differentiates the generation, maybe.
That, and also a Nokia. If I'm gonna go to war, which is a possibility, and I want to have a mace instead of having like a steel ball, I'm gonna have a Nokia at the end of a chain, and I can take on an entire army by myself because those things are indestructible.
Julie says, I'm a baby boomer and I agree about the change in work experience mentioned by JD and Margaret. Well said. My Zennial brother absolutely hated 3 rounds of virtual interviews before meeting an actual person. Hey, he got rounds of interviews. He got past the AI. Thomas says,
by the way, a quick tip for your resume, if you're doing this, I'm not saying that it's worked for me, but it's something that AI software is doing. You have to prepare your resume in the F format. So the most important information on the top line, then look at your paper and you're going to draw an F.
Yeah.
You're going to draw an F, and the most important stuff that you have has to be in that F. I saw a guy
above the fold
who actually put important information in the F. And in the rest, he just put gibberish and made up stuff.
Wow.
and crazy stuff. And he got called for I don't know how many interviews. This is actually someone did it to make a point that they're using AI software to filter resumes, and it's so stupid.
Yeah. Vera says nowadays 0 contracts have changed the workplace loads. I'm not sure what he means by 0 contracts. Emma, do you know what that is?
Yeah, so 0-hour contracts are where you're not actually contracted for a specific amount of time. You just work for a company. So like one week you might not have any work at all. The next week they might have like 8 hours of work for you. The next week they might have 32 hours of work for you.
This sounds like pre-union bullshit. Like, this is like terrible. We're so regressing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jim. Boop the like button. I appreciate that. Eva says, I haven't worked in a long time and only a bunch of entry-level jobs. At least 20. JD, did you come up with a number?
I've worked at 10 companies, and if we're gonna add extra jobs, add an extra 4 there.
Okay. Not bad. I quit as soon as I had a better one, or even once the one wasn't good enough. But my husband got lucky. Yeah, he's been at the same job for a while.
There are good places out there. I'm not saying otherwise. I'm saying they're rare.
Oh, the ones pushing back to office are the real estate people who rent out offices. Yeah, good point, that process. Mm-hmm.
It's just not the same. Yeah, your bank account is not the same. Right. But
Kara says, I have sympathy for the newer generations for that. I've been at my current job for 17 years. Wouldn't want to start again now. Julie says, I worked in offices my whole career. One job was for 40 years. Wow. I had a pension, but I know pensions are gone. Yeah. It's funny.
Which is another thing. Since pensions are gone, that's why the mindset doesn't apply at all.
Right. The loyalty.
Yeah.
Business. Yeah. Leslie says, I transitioned from an at-home job to an on-site office job, and the micromanaging is abysmal. Boo. And it's Friday at 11 a.m., so you may still be there.
Let's hope they're not watching.
Right. I only half agree with that because I worked with younger Zens and Mills who didn't do the work during flex time and expect everyone else to pick up the slack. Okay. I cast the whole gen as lazy.
No, I've worked with crappy people from all ages. And I've worked with, younger people bring a challenge to the equation. And there's a lot of, because it's more me-centered, and that is an opinion, and you can agree to disagree. But since it's me-centered, there are more instances where I see people that just want to be this one-man army type of approach. And it's like, I want the credit. I want to do all the stuff. I want to call the shots. I want to, because I'm so smart. And it's also because they're still in development. And it's like, you're not even 30, and you wanna crack a whip and tell people what to do. And I've found that, not always, but I found more instances of that in younger people that I've worked with, that I go like, dude, take it down a notch and let's work as a team, perhaps. Yeah. And I know it's work styles and stuff like that, but I have seen, now I'm not gonna say a surge, or maybe it's just been my own personal experience, but I can tell you at least 7 people that are right now 27, 26 or younger, and that I started working with them when they were like 22, and they brought that into the mix, and it was weird. And I'm like,
that's kind of like the next question is, what do subsequent generations not understand about millennials? And I think that's one of the things, working as a team. I think there are a lot of things that educationally changed. And one of those things is like, I don't want to say like standards or, you know, giving it your best shot or like trying when something is hard, but that seems like not a thing people do anymore.
Yeah. Agreed.
I've also found a lot of people that
say it.
I've seen a lot of people that go like, what's the point? And it's a good point to bring, but if you're in a context and working at a job with other people, that is a social dynamic.
Yeah.
Being an asshole is not going to make it any easier. And being a selfish asshole is not going to make it easier either.
Yeah. I like Anita's take. Nokia will not stop a bullet, but it will slow down an arrow. Oh.
No, I had one of those phones, and it went through it, and it still worked. I had a coworker that had one, and she was going through a really rough time with someone in her life, and I saw that phone hit a wall, like a foundation wall, more than one time. Fly in a couple of pieces. She would assemble it, call the person back, and continue fighting.
Was the wall okay?
Just you say that jokingly, but it actually chipped the paint. On one occasion, it chipped the paint.
Wow.
So the question was, what will younger generations not understand from us? So yeah, the social dynamics, that's one thing, but I'm seeing a lot of people pushing for the stuff that I love, and a lot of people pushing for analog. And it's like, I want to have more of an analog experience, because they were born into saturation. And the way that they kick back is like, I got to get the hell away from this. We didn't have this, then we had it, then we had too much of it, and we have stuff to fall back on. It's like, I remember I had so much fun doing this, and we just do that. There's people that are learning stuff that go like, wow. And also people amazed at stuff. Oh my God, I discovered this. And it's like, yeah, and Columbus discovered America. It's like, dipshit, just ask.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, I got so much volume in my hair. And I'm like, have you seen the 80s?
Mojo says, so glad hubby convinced me to quit my toxic job. So funny. They shut down and started getting the work done at the Knoxville facility. Yeah. Karma. Sometimes it works. Sometimes. JD, speaking my language, next gen learned that micromanaging is good. Eyebrow raise emoji.
So there are instances where some people, because they want to have control of the entire equation. And again, I've met more people in a younger generations that are pushing towards that. And I go like, haven't you seen that this works? It's like, yeah, but I know how to do it. And I'm like, what the hell? It's like, I'm going to deal with trauma by doing the trauma. And I'm like, dude.
Yeah, the hubris. I think hubris is present in all generations in different ways, perhaps. Okay, my last object. Can you tell what this is?
What is that?
Speaking of analog.
Oh, it's a record card holder thing.
Yes.
Even got the brand name.
A Rolodex.
But the thing is that I've seen the Rolodex that fully rolls.
Yeah. The proper rolly one.
Yeah.
Okay,
that
something
that so cool to have one of those.
No, something that younger people will not understand at all is that sometimes when you paid credit card, they had to put it into a physical machine that went crank, crank, and you would print the information from your credit card.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was.
What's that called?
I don't know what it's called.
I with one of those machines in my mum and dad's shop. I used to get to do that when we made a sale.
Well, and people take up calligraphy as a hobby, and it's like, this should be a skill. This should be a life skill, dude.
Writing, writing with a fountain pen. It's not that hard, people.
Or a pencil. A pencil.
Yeah. I took up calligraphy as a skill. It was an elective in 7th grade. And since then, I still have the pen. It's seen better days, but I still have the pen and it's still usable. So either use that while processing payments at Target, the credit card thing. Yeah, I can't figure out what it's called. I mean, we probably just called it the credit card machine, even though it was a very mechanical machine, you know?
Well, how do you explain to people that TVs weren't always flat?
And we only had 3 channels.
It was a series of tubes, JD.
No, but some people, they see the TVs from like the 80s. The excess of the 80s was so comical that that's why it still resonates. It's like there was a TV that weighed 60 pounds, had wood paneling, and it had its own subwoofers, and people were like, this is the epitome of stuff. And now it's like, I want it as thin as possible.
Right. Tiny.
And I want all the pixels.
Yeah.
At a job, at my second job, I had a screen that had 16 colors. The screen had 16-bit colors. That's all it had. And my memory for the computer, it wasn't a giga. It wasn't a gig.
56, like my photo card?
So I had to save PowerPoint presentations on the server because it wouldn't fit on my computer. And I only had Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and an app to play music. That's all that the computer had. It was so, that guy from IT, he was a miracle worker, because I was like, dude, don't you have anything better? And he's like, you want to take a look at the graveyard?
Wow.
It was insane.
Oh, man.
And then over the weekend, you saw the top people at the agency. Well, I had this steak that was aged.
Oh, hi, Heather.
Hi, Heather.
Black and white movies. Yes. I'm gonna keep an eye on the time here. I've gone through all my objects. I've only gotten to 2 of like my 10 questions.
Okay, get to other questions, but stuff that people don't understand is that there was such a thing called Saturday morning cartoons and after school cartoons.
Oh, that was amazing.
So the lack of, I remember that fondly, because the lack of convenience and on-demand convenience forced you to make a plan to go see something and enjoy it.
At the time that it was given, rather than the time you demanded it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It made it special because you had to be there and ready at a certain time.
Do you watch Have I Got News for You, Emma?
No, but I have. Like I know of it, and I have seen the odd episode. I haven't watched regular TV for about 20 years now.
I am watching clips from Have I Got News for You US. So they've imported it over to the US.
Right.
And it's hosted by Roy Wood Jr. It's got Amber Ruffin and Michael, somebody who I didn't know very well, but 2 of the people I knew from The Daily Show. And it's pretty funny. And they had an episode on yesterday that was about, or a few days ago, that was about, so when I thought rabbit ears, I thought like this on the TV. And then one of the guys had this in a skit because he was talking about Kash Patel. And just in terms of his expression is always like that. Oh, man. So yeah, gestures and making fun of people. That's what's getting me through. Okay. Let me choose one more question. 90s comfort media. So one of the authors I had on for the Black Author Tube Readathon, Naila, was mentioning that she's going back to 90s sitcoms for like comfort watches because things are crazy right now. And I find I was going back to 80s Jeremy Brett Sherlock Holmes episodes because that was my comfort zone. What about you guys? Is there something from like 80s or 90s that is like calming and a comfort watch or read or listen? What do you got?
Oh, so the BBC Pride and Prejudice, I think that was about 95.
Yes.
That would definitely be like a comfort watch. Friends in particular, most of that was in the 90s, wasn't it?
Yes.
I've got when our kids were really little, we realized that already the cartoons that they were watching we just didn't like them. It was like, these are rubbish compared to what we watched.
Agree.
So I got them basically VHS videos or DVDs a bit later of everything that I loved. So Count Dracula, Trapdoor, He-Man, Thundercats.
Oh yeah.
She-Ra,
Thundercats.
Cities of Gold, Willy Fogg.
Oh!
Just like everything. It was literally like, my children, I bestow this upon you. This is a proper television education. So any of those, absolutely any of those, would, just the nostalgia for things like that. But also, like, from when I was a teenager, things like Saved by the Bell. I loved.
Oh yeah.
Loved Saved by the Bell and that kind of thing, like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, My So-Called Life. Was just amazing.
One of the items on the quiz for being a geriatric millennial, number 22, you wished that Zach Morris and Lisa Turtle were your friends and that the Walshes were your family.
Do you mean Zach steam up the windows, Morris? I loved him.
Yeah, I still remember from Saved by the Bell. I'm so excited.
Oh, that was so traumatic.
I'm so scared.
Oh,
it's like, nostalgia comfort watches, episodes of Bob Ross, The Joy of Painting, and and Fraggle Rock. Those two.
Fraggle Rock. Yeah.
Fraggle Rock. We've been rewatching it. It's a joy because I don't think it gets the love that it deserves. And I have to say that in terms of toys from Happy Meals in the 80s. It's between Fraggle Rock and Muppet Babies, which were the best toys from McDonald's. And McDonald's, crappiest food, best toys by far.
Yeah, marketing. All right, Mojo, popular choice here. Better than Batman cartoons. Thomas, Buffy and Charmed. We're gonna go. We're gonna go with the Supernatural predecessor. For 2000s, Grimm and Supernatural. Okay.
Gummy bears still hold.
Here and there and everywhere.
In terms of writing, Gummy Bears and DuckTales. Yes. In terms of writing, DuckTales and Gummy Bears still holds up.
Yeah. DuckTales.
Amazing.
Woo. Yep, that was a good series. All those theme songs are still in our heads. You talk about 256 megabytes. I mean, how much is that taking up?
Whatever it needs. It's worth it. It's worth it.
80s police procedurals. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like Inspector Morse. I'm pretty sure those are going to be fun. Kind of like my Sherlock Holmes. Pinky and the Brain. Mr. Rogers. What's Ghost Rider?
No, I don't know those.
Ghost Rider.
I saw like trailers and ads for Ghost Rider, but never saw it.
Second vote for Batman the Animated Series. Wow, I remember watching that and thinking it was not all that. Oh, see, My So-Called Life. Yeah.
Jordan Catalano. The way he leaned.
Yeah.
Well, by today's standards, I still want to slap Fred Savage in Wonder Years because he had the opportunity to bag some wonderful women, and he was being a tween.
Oh, yeah. Just finished Batman on X-Men now. Dharma and Greg. See, that's a little later. That's a bit more adult. That's not my childhood anymore. That's like leaning toward.
I should rewatch Golden Girls.
I have done. They serve me those clips on YouTube, and you know what? I click on them amount of times.
They are fantastic, and it's curious to see their real ages and who was the oldest from the cast.
Yeah, isn't that weird? That's good acting, I guess. Good casting. Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah, Dungeons and Dragons was brilliant. That one, yeah, it was. There was the little dungeon master.
That was a cartoon, and
it was a cartoon.
Okay. But there were better.
I have that on DVD. It was good. It was good.
So for me, if I'm gonna go niche, I would say Tiger Sharks, Pirates from Dark Water, and the Little Gnome. I never saw the ending of David the Little Gnome. They told me that it's super traumatic.
He died.
Exactly.
I don't know.
No, but in a
I've
very
never heard of it.
but in a very traumatic way. The animation there was fantastic, and I also watched Voltron, Messenger, and in Spanish, El Festival de los Robots, which it was just a combination of stuff, and then they dubbed it in Spanish, and they just wrote whatever they wanted. It didn't have the same plot. It was insane.
Oh my gosh.
But they made it work.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, of course.
Classic.
Heroes in a Half Shell.
Turtle power. We know all the theme songs. This is great.
Gargoyles was so good.
I never
damn
saw
good.
It. I think I thought it was for boys.
It is not. You should watch it. But the cartoons, not the movies, please.
Yeah, not the movies.
Right. No, I never watched the movies. They were too late.
Yeah.
Smurfs. Yes.
Borrower. So something that younger generations are not going to get is that some of the best movies had nothing to do with superheroes.
Some of the best
movies out there had nothing to do with superheroes. Okay. Superheroes have cornered the market, and in terms of big movies, going back to my first cinema experiences, I saw Goonies in the theaters, and I saw Big Trouble in Little China in the theaters. And Big Trouble in Little China to this day is still my favorite film.
I remember loving that growing up, and then I remember thinking not too long ago that was pretty problematic. There's pretty like would not get across a
Big Trouble in Little China, you think?
Yeah.
I don't.
Characterization. You don't think so?
I do not think so. For 86, they painted Kurt Russell as a dumbass, and the real hero was Wang Chi and Egg Shen. And if it wasn't for Wang Chi and Egg Shen, everything would have gone to shit. So in terms of that, they wanted a kung fu movie. Fine. But I think that this is spoken as a Puerto Rican. I am not Asian, but even to this day, one of my best friends is Asian, and the dynamic of me being the dipshit and him being Wang Chi, that's kind of embedded in me. And I don't know. I don't see it as problematic.
Oh, I think it's into stereotypes, so I didn't want to go back and see it in case it like ruined what I
think you can watch it. There are certain things, because they have Asian actors that had broken English and they were doing their best, and there's others that when they speak, you go like, man, that guy is so fluent. So they had a range, but they did they worked hard to cast a lot of Asian people and not Asian adjacent people, versus other movies where I saw someone. There's an actor who's Native American, and he was cast as a Japanese guy, and you go like, who the hell thinks that this is true? So yeah. I do give John Carpenter kudos and credit for doing something that bombed, but that to this day I still love that movie, and I've rewatched it, and I've never found it problematic in terms of that. And I've read The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. I've read Peter Pan. Oh Lord! If you want problematic,
the chat agrees with you. Yeah, and I should say I haven't gone back to watch it because I was afraid of what I would find, because I just remember like voices in my head, and
No. I think even by today's standards, I think it passes. If I'm wrong, I'm willing to have a conversation over it.
Oh boy! All right. The chat is having a lot of fun with this question. All right. So since we are all authors and we haven't really talked about book stuff much, let me take the last, 4 minutes, and we'll wrap this up. What's coming up next, and where should people go, and what should they expect from your AuthorTube channel?
JD, you know, you should go first this time because you let me go first before.
There you go.
But I talk too much. So where can people find me? If I'm on any social media, it's JD Estrada Writer. I shut down my Twitter. I refuse to call it what it's called now. I shut down TikTok because I'm not into that, and I'm not gonna dance so that I can. Oh my god. I'm very active. No, I'm very active on Substack. I've been posting every week for the last several months, and at the end of the month, I am posting writer meditations. The first 2 are free. The rest are just going to be available to paid subscribers. But if you need something, the first one is about dealing with writer's block, and the second one is writing in times of turmoil, because everything that's happened in the last 2 weeks, I was like, I think I got to pivot. So I'm doing that. And I'm actually rereading my Daydreams on the Sherbet Shore. These are short stories set in the world of Draem. These are very sweet stories, and I'm rereading them because I'm writing the first of many novels. But yeah, I'm gonna be on Go Indie now. I'm probably gonna be in your channel again, Emma. If you ever want me to over so that we can waffle and wax poetic, by all means, have me over. And yeah, just that.
Yeah. Okay, if you like romance, I have lots of romances that are all available and should be easy to find. My website is just emma-bennet.co.uk, I believe, but if you just Google Emma Bennet with 1 T at the end, hopefully you will find me. At my YouTube channel at the moment, I'm going to be talking about my new book that's coming out, but I am also outlining. I'm learning to outline. I am currently doing this with the 3rd book in my series, and I am using Thomas's book. Thomas, who is in the chat, The Right Mindset. It's the 27 plot point outline that came out a few weeks ago, maybe like a month ago, and I'm using that book to teach me how to outline so that I don't get so incredibly frustrated with my own process, which is not very organized, and I should know better by now. So yeah, so there's going to be some more videos about that. I'll probably fail miserably, but at least I'm trying. At least I'm trying.
You know what your 27-step outlining thing makes me think of? Have they combined a Dungeons and Dragons type setup with a write a novel, gamifying the process?
No, but I would not put it past him.
I think that would be a great idea for someone. There you go.
Someone out there needs to do that.
A bit confusing, but all good. Yeah, it's just a good chat. With good people. Let's see. Come back and answer the rest of the questions. There were a lot of questions. I was just trying to like pop up chat things as we went and try to keep up. But yeah, Maggie's calling me out. All right. I am editing the book that was sitting on the shelf in the drawer for like 10 months. So I'm finally back on the wagon. I have streaks that I'm using stickers to help me continue. So like in the next few weeks, this is going to happen. I'm going to send it off to Christie, my editor. It's going to be great. So that's what's happening on my front. And basically I am just on YouTube now. Like that's the one. So, you know, the book will come out. It'll be on platforms, August, September, October, somewhere around there. But I'm just going to be here twice a week, Wednesdays and Fridays, unless scheduling makes me go to a Monday. But hopefully that will be my thing. All right. Everyone wants us to come back together. So if you guys want to like rotate it in a little while when you have some more time, let me know. But thank you.
Cake again, because last time we had cake.
Yes.
Yes. But last time I also did a taste test for something random. I didn't have anything new.
You did. Last time I had brown hair.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
And I had more hair.
Oh, fun. All right. Well, thank you guys for being here. And thanks for everyone in the chat contributing such brilliant nostalgia and epic comments. And yeah, happy writing, everyone. And take care. Ciao for now.
Bye.